You ever wonder how a company could make billions of dollars by helping you save money? It sounds kind of backward, right? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on Grab's insane recent success and get to the bottom of the one simple but super powerful strategy that's behind all of it. It all kicks off with a moment you can probably relate to. Just imagine you're in Bangkok, it's a hot evening, you need to get somewhere, but you're also trying to watch what you spend. You open the app, and boom, there it is, an option for a shared ride that's a full 30% cheaper. You tap it, you save some cash, and you get where you're going. That exact thing? It's happening millions of times every single day. And honestly, it's the key to this whole story. So, what's the big secret sauce here? Well, it's not some crazy complex algorithm or a new piece of technology nobody's ever seen before. Nope, it's just affordability. In a world where everything feels like it's getting more expensive, Grab figured out the fastest way to grow was to become absolutely essential for people on a budget. And this whole strategy really came into the spotlight with Grab's latest third quarter results. And let me tell you, they didn't just meet expectations, they absolutely blew them out of the water. It sent a real shockwave through the entire tech world. I mean, the numbers we're talking about are just huge. A record-shattering $873 million in revenue for just one quarter. That's a massive 22% jump from the year before, and it beat what all the experts were predicting. So, how in the world did they do it? Well, it brings us right back to that core idea. While other companies were maybe focused on fancy, premium features, Grab went all in on affordability. They basically turned saving people money into their new superpower. They made themselves a must-have by making sure everyone could afford to use them. Okay, check this out. This slide just lays it out so clearly. Look at this example for a 10-kilometer trip. A normal private Grab car costs you 200 baht, but with Grab Saver, that exact same trip is only 140 baht. For you, the user, the choice is pretty simple, right? A little bit of a longer wait for a pretty big saving. It's a no-brainer for a lot of people. And this isn't just a one-trick pony. They've built this entire toolkit dedicated to saving you money. You've got GrabShare for rides, group orders for food so you can split delivery fees, a subscription service called Grab Unlimited for even deeper discounts. And they've even got these special saver tiers just to bring in new customers who might have thought the service was too pricey before. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Grab's own chief financial officer, Peter Oyi, said it himself. This was a very deliberate move. They started this big push for affordability back in 2023, and as he puts it, it is paying off big time. This wasn't luck, it was a plan. Okay, so let's connect the dots. How exactly does this focus on saving people money translate into those massive financial results? Let's dig into the hard data, because, the numbers don't lie. This table pretty much says it all. Revenue is up 22%. The total value of all the transactions on their platform, that's the GMV, is up 24% to a mind-boggling $5.8 billion. But look at that last line, a net income of $17 million. They actually went from losing money to being profitable. That's the mic drop right there. And this chart just shows you how popular these cheaper options are. Saver rides now make up over a quarter, 27% of all their ride bookings. Think about that. More than 1 in every 4 rides is now a saver ride. That's an enormous amount of volume. And just to put this into perspective, look at how they stack up against their biggest rival in the region, Go2. Grab is growing at 22%, which is way ahead of the competition. So this isn't just about growing, it's about dominating the market, and it's all being powered by affordability. Now, being profitable isn't just the end of the story. It's actually the fuel for a much, much bigger plan. See, saving money on rides is just the hook. It's how they get you in the door. The real goal here is to win the Superapp game. They're building a whole digital world for your daily life. So what in the world is a Superapp? Well, it's basically one app to rule them all. Transportation, food delivery, groceries, even financial services, all in one place. The easiest way to think about it is like the WeChat of Southeast Asia. One single tool you just can't live without. And their strategy is actually pretty simple when you break it down. It's 3 steps. First, they hook you with those cheap rides and food deliveries. Then, once you're on the app, they cross-sell you other stuff like groceries or insurance. And finally, they deepen that relationship by offering you financial products, which makes the app incredibly sticky. You just keep coming back. So, is that third step working? Oh yeah, the proof is right here.
Their loan portfolio grew by a staggering 65% in a single quarter. It's now over $800 million. They are successfully turning people who just wanted a cheap ride into actual banking customers. It's brilliant. It's been a long road for them. They started way back in 2012, just trying to make taxis safer in Malaysia. Then they bought out Uber's business in the region in 2016, and then came that game-changing decision in 2023 to pivot to affordability, which led them straight to this massive profitable year. So with all this momentum and all this cash, what's next for Grab? Well, they're definitely not just sitting around counting their money. They're taking that success and placing some really big bets on what's coming next. How about this for a big bet? What if you hailed a Grab in Singapore and nobody was driving it? Seriously, Grab is pouring money into making autonomous robotaxis a reality, maybe as soon as 2026. Wild, right? And that is not all. They're launching this AI driverless service, they're exporting their own mapping tech to places like Mongolia, and they're pushing to get that booming loan business past the $1 billion mark. They're literally building tomorrow's company with today's profits. So if there's one big thing to take away from Grab's incredible story, it's this. When you innovate by focusing on what your users really need, like saving money, it's not just a nice thing to do. It's a seriously powerful blueprint for building a strong, successful business. And that kind of leaves us with one last big question to chew on. In this age of crazy, complex technology and shooting for the moon, what if the most powerful innovation, the real future of tech, is just figuring out how to make everyday life a little bit cheaper for everyone? Something to think about.